Good morning. It's Harvey Jackson from Producer Profit. Just going to go through news items and just a quick look at the markets here. Um, Trump has basically scuttled well, he wanted a fair bit of leeway for spending for the next few years, and I think he even wants it to get expanded beyond this now. So even 38 Republicans from his own party didn't vote in this, and some of it was pretty strong talk about how this government wanted to be fiscally responsible for spending, but he wanted an unlimited debt ceiling. So more chaos in the markets, and the markets are all pricing some of this chaos. Trump wants EU to buy some of their oil. Palm oil kind of recoups some of its losses after it increased its tax from 7.5 to 10%. I think Kyle mentioned this yesterday. Wheat rises after a 6-day losing streak. Well, a 6-day losing streak still feels like it's a big losing streak for sure. Drought monitor, I'm going to say this is not something that usually talked about in this time of year, and there's a reason, and I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. Drought in the winter is not drought. So this is I got this from another source where they're just basically talking about the prices here of different veg oils, and Malaysian oil here is 125 a ton, and then we start getting into soybean oil at 960 for Argentina. Brazil is 968, and the Gulf is at 926. So it should attract a fair bit of buying from the Gulf for soybean oil. So just looking at that all by itself. But then in the article, they actually pointed out that canola oil is at 870 in Vancouver, and I go like, holy smoke! I didn't think that it's something it caught my eye that canola is even cheaper than soybean oil. I know it's not as plentiful, but to say that it's cheaper was a bit of a surprise for me. So let's just look at the prices here. Canola is basically flat to a little wee bit down. Rapeseed is down a fair bit more, so maybe this is how we're going to catch the make up that differential. Canola goes down slower than rapeseed. That's not what ideally I would like to see canola go up and rapeseed does do nothing, and then we would capture a better price. That would be my ideal state. Soybean oil basically flat. Palm oil is down 65 ringgits. Crude oil is down a little wee bit, and the soybeans are trading up actually, and soybean meal trading up a little bit. And then wheats are just a couple pennies unchanged. So here's your canola. Still looks like a buy here for me. Still looking at re-owning if you wanted to re-own a little bit more on sales that were already made and some of the uh, strategies that were put in. We'll probably look at the first exit point there, and then the next one would be up in this area up here. So yeah, just have a look, have a discussion with your broker, and see what they can come up with. You and just realize that the trade here in this holiday season, it gets really wonky. Yeah, and we can already see that, especially with this Trump kind of putting his thumb on the Congress and Senate to try to get a bipartisan bill passed for spending. It just seems to be putting even more chaos into the market. So here, rapeseed, it's actually pulled back, probably looking to get some more buying action as we dip here, because that's what ends up happening. You're too high priced, you start to find some buying action, and then the markets rise, and then they do this again. And these waves are natural that we need to see in any market, and we don't see it often enough in all markets. But so we've lost a lot of running room here, and like I said, it's less than ideal that rapeseed is just going down faster than canola. I would like to see canola gain and rapeseed stay where it is on price, and then we could narrow this gap as well. But the means that we're doing it is not the means that I would like. Soybean oil, I got this pointed out, and I never even really noticed it. It's a Head and Shoulders, and I don't want to talk about it because that measurement there would be measurement down. So, but they don't always come true. So just note that it's there. That's all. Um, Palm oil, we've had this slide. Hopefully we can catch a bid, and it seems to have held a little wee bit here with that change in tax as well, or export tax from Indonesia. So basically, that export tax from Indonesia is trying to basically trying to have more product for themselves within their country. Crude oil, soybeans, just showing a longer term here. It's kind of brutal. Soybean meal, a little bit of green here. Now, is it starting to find some demand? Is the question. Canadian dollar. I hate this trade rate at the moment. This is not a trend that you really want to participate in because it's still not showing any signs of really slowing down yet. Wheat. I'm going to show you like a little bit longer term and short term. So here's our short term. We're bouncing off, or hopefully going to bounce off of this floor here. But when we look at it longer term, this has been a long grind down. Uh, For next year's wheat, still looking in this area to get your futures first kind of a area to get priced in the $7 for December 25. Wheat, uh, just Chicago wheat broke through this, and if we look farther back, it's a long grind down, and wheat tends to do that in long cycles. Hard red winter still holding up above the support here, and when we look farther back, it's a long grind down again. So milling wheat, I just zoomed out a little wee bit from previous here, but you can see how long it's been trading in that kind of a range. It's been a long time, since June basically, and it hasn't broken out of the top or the bottom here. So basically in the middle of the range. Obviously, there is not a whole lot of high demand or nobody's having any problems getting any wheat when you look at that picture. Corn, you can see that there's a nice uptrend there, but just where are we in the broader scale since last fall? It's pretty good there. So anyway, that's all I have for you. We'll chat with you on Monday, and then it'll be more than likely no more recordings over Christmas. So if you don't listen to any other recording, have a Merry Christmas.